Listen, I'll be back as soon as I can. Don't you worry yourself out. We got a wedding to go to. Yeah.
Somebody help me! Please! Mr. Jackson, please help me! Help me!
What are you doing with? I was trying to help.
I'm sorry about what I said earlier, but they're gonna kill me, Mr. Jackson. Please help me!
It's too late. It's get too late.
Damn it, get back here!
You want to tell us something you can't say?
I fell this one.
Oh, you didn't fall? So why you got this?
They're trying to say I raped the woman. Tell them. You're not gonna do nothing like that.
Oh, you one of the white girls you so crazy about? You want to say that you raped her?
I don't even know why I stopped to talk to you! You too stupid to know anything!
You the one that's stupid. Don't get yourself hanging. No way you can run. Mr. Wilson, you help
I
her.
ain't do nothing.
Mr.
I fell.
Now, have you lost your mind? How that comment gonna tell to all these white folks? You got mad? Better have the whole town.
Maybe you talk to me.
If you want to sing your story, better get off the street. Somebody's liable to snatch you right up.
You're right. Gotta get home. Gotta find my grandmother.
Better get somewhere. You know that's the first place the sheriff's looking. I don't know anything. And you better not know anything either. He knows still you. If they catch him, maybe this whole town can go back to the way it used to be. They never go back to the way they was. Suit yourself out. Let me know this.
I sure do appreciate that bill, man. I don't know why you won't back around more often.
All you can do for me is what Sam's paying you to do. My ex-husband was like you. No good. What does that sign over my place say? Millie's Place. And don't nobody come upstairs without a personal invite.
I don't know why you're so anti-social. I heard you was all in that young boy's business.
Say something. Ain't none of our business concerned. I run the tricks. Don't get it confused. I'm one of them. I'm pulling more legitimate than all your underhanded deals.
Perfect reason for us to be partners. Look here. I got the lint, I got the gunpowder, and I got plenty of money.
I thought you ought to know. Somebody could have shot you and been right for
I
me.
already know you're too late. You run on home now. You run on home now.
You never mentioned trouble.
Well, you ain't never asked now, like I was saying.
As soon as I heard, where's the ball?
Hold my specs. Now, Kenny, I want you to round up everybody in town who got a gun. Thank you.
There's over 100 men down on the block already. Reverend fired up. This is not a nation part of the devil where we should be praying. But I kept thinking, if we don't stand up for this bullshit, it may not be a place for us to pray in. I'm not that good with a gun, but I'm not turning my back this time.
Lord can't want you to stand up for what you believe in, Deacon. Mr. Wilson, they're taking him to jail. We want me to tell Miss Carter.
Tell them Dennis said it's the president. The men in Greenville taking the stand tonight.
All you men that's down the street, we're going to the jail to get me his grandson. Anybody want to turn back? Do it now!
Where you going, Sally? Conversation already finished.
What's going on? Mr. Wilson! Mr. Wilson, what's
Oh,
going on?
oh my God!
The people is not much time. Anyway, Lord Jesus, help me get my name.
Don't be sweating, Lord. Your grandson will just fine.
Such pandemonium. The looting and killing? Poor Jasper, what an end.
Claire wouldn't let my grandfather through. They even pointed a machine gun at him and dared him to move any further. They wanted to kill him, but he had too much power.
You know, Sheriff Horn barricaded himself and his deputies, along with Johnny Red in that jailhouse. He asked Luther G to sneak out of town and get a message to the governor. Meanwhile, Johnny Red was really scared.
Yeah, right. He wasn't scared enough, though. Because when the sheriff asked Luther G to sneak past the Klansmen, Johnny Red called Luther G to Uncle Tom. Told him all he knew how to do was take orders from the white man. But Luther G, he spoke up, though. He told him, "You the one they want to kill, not me. I'm risking my life to save your sorry little ass."
That night, bullets were flying everywhere. Ammunition was running low, and my poor grandpa just sat there feeling helpless. I mean, the waiting just about drove your grandmother crazy. I mean, she cried and cried because she didn't know whether your grandfather was alive or dead.
Well, my grandfather wasn't about to let some little roadblock stop him. He paid the conductor of the freight line $2,000 to run him and a bunch of men down the whole shipping route.
You know that Hollow ran the Klan hired an ex-Army general to plan this attack. But they found out they were still outmatched. I mean, if only they'd come up with the extra ammunition.
You know, it's hard to believe that the United States government played a part in all this. I mean, maybe not a direct part, but you tell me, how could Highland and one man run down the National Guard headquarters, clear out all the ammunition, and not one soul question who they were? Somebody had to shine for it.
Sam, sit down. You know, no matter how they got it, they got it. You know, but then how they got the ideas about the planes?
2 single-engine prop dusters. Yeah. Jenny planes, they call them. They rigged up as many soda bottles as they could find and filled each one of them with gasoline. Then they tied rags around the tops.
But your grandfather was still on his way. I mean, it must have been 2,000 men or more from reading about it.
I found out my grandfather was coming. He sent a bunch of men to shoot up the train. When the train came to a stop at the edge of town, it was pitch black. Hollis men jumped on board and just started shooting.
Especially your grandfather got off the train someplace along the line. But the funny thing was, when I say the funny thing was, Hollis men, hold on in blackface, climbed on board, thinking they were going to catch themselves a bunch of black men. They ended up killing their own Knights of Liberty, and they were hot.
By the time they realized it, my grandfather was stepping down secretly with 200 more men.
Yeah, but then stopped them from dropping all that stuff in all the stores, the venue, even the schools. Millie lost her place. She was lucky to escape with her life.
You know, that Johnny Red, he was still yelling and screaming about how all the blacks in town were Uncle Thomas, and how he was the only one who refused to bow down to the Klan. You know, sometimes I think my grandfather should have just shut him up.
You know your grandfather wouldn't do such a thing? He was a respected man.
You know, the fighting continued on for most of the night. And even with all the odds against him, they still held out.
You know, when Howard got the news that his top man had ordered the killing of the Knight of Liberty, he killed him in cold blood, point blank.
Yeah. Gee, what time it is?
Yeah, that's what Johnny Red said, but he was so young and popping his mouth. Most was. But you know Bubba Wilson, he saw that he had to do something drastic. You know, that night at the riots, he made his way to the barn with that Holland and that ex-Army general planning for the final attacks. And he told Holland, he went there while they were planning, he said, "Put your hands up, or I'll kill you son of a bitches dead right now."
One of Holland's men wouldn't do it. So he shot him in the head without even blinking.
He told Howard, people weren't standing for him. So he struck Hollow with the blunt of the gun until he fell unconscious. Then he did the same thing to that general.
You know, that still wasn't enough to satisfy Buffalo. He shot both of them still unconscious. And then he told his men, tie their asses to the back of the truck.
I think by this time, he knew, there was no turning back. So he jumped in the truck and drove off, dragging their bodies.
He headed straight for the edge of town, where Holland's men were waiting. Wasn't too much left of those rednecks' bodies when he drove in the crowd, killing everybody he saw. And finally, the truck came to a stop and hit a wall and exploded. Well, he was killed instantly.
He sure took a lot of them with him. Because I don't think he would have ever submitted himself to indignity again. So he had to do what he thought was right for the community.
My grandfather said his motto was, it was impossible to enslave a man who would not submit both physically and mentally.